Ruth, what the heck do you think you're doing getting married before me? Isn't that a little insensitive of you? Everyone knows the cutest sister should get married first. There's a proper order to these things, you know. You need to respect that. It should be illegal for someone as ugly as you to get married before me. Ugh, I wish you'd stop trying to ruin my life already.
Is that really you, Sharon? I almost didn't believe it when I saw the message. It's been that long. What do you want? Why are you messaging me out of the blue after all this time? I don't know what you mean by the proper order of things, but surely anyone would be free to get married whenever they want to. And really, how exactly am I trying to ruin your life? Isn't this all a bit dramatic?
It's not dramatic because you are. You really are.
How? I'm not even in a relationship.
It's pointless trying to hide it. I know you guys are already making plans for the wedding day.
I just told you I'm not even in a relationship. That means I'm single, you dummy.
Whatever, liar. Liar, pants on fire. I'm the one who should be getting married first. Do you understand? Me. I'd be a laughing stock if my cave troll of a sister got married before me. I'm the beautiful one. Why can't you consider my reputation for once? I have to be the first one to get married.
You are aware that if you have a boyfriend, you guys are free to get married whenever you like, right? I'm really not stopping you. In fact, I'm rooting for you. You go, girl. You can complain at me till you're blue in the face, but it isn't gonna put a ringer on your finger, you know?
Duh, I know that. But I'm still not letting you get married first. This wedding is not going ahead.
You're right, it's not. Because as I keep trying to tell you, I'm single. The next day.
Ruth, I heard that you're planning on getting married without mine or Sharon's permission. Is this true? This wedding is not happening. I won't allow it.
Huh? Oh Lord, not you two.
Excuse me?
I have no idea how Sharon got into her head that I'm getting married, but I can assure you I'm not.
Liar! She said she saw you, so there's no point in lying. We know, Ruth.
I see. So you also intend on completely ignoring everything I say and causing a huge fuss over nothing, huh? Good grief, you two haven't changed a bit.
Regardless of what you say, it's only right that Sharon be the first one to get married. Can you imagine how upset your beautiful sister would be if you got married before her? What with your face being as unfortunate as it is. You're a grown woman, and you need to start thinking about your little sister's reputation in the eyes of the world for once. She'd never heard the end of it.
I said this to Sharon too. But if she has a boyfriend, she's free to get married, whenever she likes. I'm not stopping her at all, and she doesn't need to worry about me one bit. Being senselessly harassed by my estranged family over an imaginary wedding is kind of annoying, and I'd appreciate if you stopped.
Excuse me?
Wasn't I clear enough? Try this instead then. Leave me alone. 1 month later.
Hey sis, I found a 100% foolproof guaranteed way of getting married before you.
What? Are you really still going on about this? Aren't you bored yet? Don't you have anything better to do than pester me? Over something that doesn't even make any sense, no less.
Well, you're still making plans for the wedding, aren't you?
Like I told you countless times, I'm single and I have no plans to get married.
You're gonna love this. I hit upon a way to make you give up on your wedding and get married before you. You can consider this message as a declaration of war.
What exactly are you planning on doing?
That's for me to know and you to find out. The plan's going full steam ahead starting tomorrow, so you better prepare yourself.
Once more, I have no boyfriend, no fiancé, no husband, and no intention of getting married in the foreseeable future. 10 months later.
You little witch! You had no intention of giving up on the wedding in the end, did you? Why, you little...
What? Mom? Is this by any chance a continuation of your nonsensical ramblings about the imaginary wedding that you should have given up on 10 months ago? You still haven't let whatever this is go?
Don't ever speak to your mother like that, young lady. Like hell I'd give up on something so important. Anyway, back to the point. It's time for you and him to break up and go your separate ways.
Him? If you're talking about this imaginary boyfriend, or fiancé, or husband, or whatever he's supposed to be of mine, then I hate to break it to you, but I'm still single, just like I was back then.
The lies stop now, Ruth. I never raised you like this. I don't care how much you kick or scream, but this weekend's wedding ceremony is simply not going ahead. Cancel it. That's an order, not a request.
Interesting. That's the first I've heard of me getting married this weekend.
Listen, Ruth, here's the thing. Your sister Sharon is pregnant.
What?
This isn't going to be easy for you, but listen, and listen carefully. The baby is your fiancé's. There's no doubt about it.
What? Who the hell are you talking about? I just feel like a broken record at this point, but I'll say it again. I don't have a boyfriend or a fiancé. This person you're talking about doesn't exist. Really, what's going on here? I'm so confused. Have you been causing some poor guy trouble based on a misunderstanding? Please tell me you haven't.
Don't you dare change the subject, young lady. Sharon's already in the last month of her pregnancy.
What? You mean the baby's due soon?
That's right. Sharon, and not you, will be the bride at this weekend's wedding. You might not like it, but this is non-negotiable. Your sister is giving birth in 10 days. Give her your fiancé, now!
Ugh, how many times do I have to tell you? I have no wedding planned, nor do I plan on planning one, nor do I have a fiancé to give my sister. Not that this conversation would be any less weird, even if I was getting married.
How disappointing. I see you're still clinging to your desperate lies in a vain attempt to dodge your responsibilities to your family. If you don't stop this at once, I'm disowning you. You'll never speak to any of us again, I swear. There's no place for you in this family if you don't value your little sister's happiness. Disowning you is the only sensible option.
I really don't mind if you disown me. In fact, I'd actually be super relieved to never have to engage with any of you again. Would you do it? Would you please disown me? In any case, I'm not engaged to anyone.
Excuse me?
If there is a wedding being held somewhere this weekend, then I strongly advise you look into it a little more thoroughly before you turn the happiest day of some poor couple's lives into a nightmare. One thing I can tell you for sure, the bride at whoever's wedding this is not me. The day of the wedding.
Ruth, pick up the phone. What is this? What the heck is going on?
What do you want? Would you mind not spam calling me all of a sudden? I'm kind of at work.
Huh? You're at work?
I'm on a business trip to Seattle to negotiate with a major client.
Seattle?
The only reason I'm replying to you is because I have a little downtime in between talks right now. If you have something to say to me, then make it quick.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Hold on a sec. If you're in Seattle right now... I knew it. The bride at the wedding in Chicago just now wasn't you, was it?
Huh?
She was a total stranger. I'd never seen her before. Ugh, you tricked me, Ruth. God damn you.
Just hold on a sec. How on earth am I supposed to understand what's going on if you won't even explain it to me? You just come at me with a load of gibberish and seemingly expect an answer? Please tell me you didn't just crash some poor stranger's wedding. Well, where was it held?
S. Weddings Community Hall?
Huh? S. Weddings?
Obviously! I saw you and your fiancé, Alex Davis, going in there together about a year ago. Where else would it have been held?
Huh? Alex?
Not only that, but apparently he was seen going in and out regularly afterwards, too. What's more, a little while after that, I overheard him discussing the wedding with someone who seemed to be his friend at a cafe near the hall, and a date was mentioned.
And what date was today?
Yes! That's why I crashed the wedding while pregnant with Alex's baby. but he wasn't even there. I'd never seen the bride and groom in my life, and they were horrified. God, it was so embarrassing. When the security guards ran over and restrained me, the watermelon I had under my jumper fell out and smashed into little pieces all over the floor.
No way. You had a watermelon under your jumper to try and look pregnant?
I had no idea what was going on. I was in such a panic. I just hightailed it out of there as soon as I managed to get the security guards off of me.
You ran away?
Obviously. What else was I gonna do? Stay for the buffet? I'm with Mom right now at the Apple Hotel next to the hall. We've been staying here since last night in preparation for today. We're going home as soon as the heat dies down. I could hear police sirens after I escaped, so we're laying low for now. Oh my God, I can't tell you how embarrassing it was. Even just thinking about it makes me cringe. This is all your fault. You are the worst.
3 hours later.
Ruth, this is bad. Help! Sharon's been captured by the families of the bride and groom at the wedding she accidentally crashed.
Could be worse. Look on the bright side. At least the cops don't have her yet.
What? Wait, do you know about this?
Listen, Mom. That wedding my sister just crashed, it just so happened to be the wedding of one of my coworkers.
What?
This includes a little speculation on my part based on what Sharon just told me herself, but here's why I think she made such a ridiculous misunderstanding. When she saw me walking into the S Weddings community hall with Alex Davis a year ago, I wasn't there to plan a wedding, but to hold a work meeting.
A work meeting?
I work for a large advertising agency that specializes in weddings. S Weddings are one of our biggest clients, and me and Alex, my coworker, regularly hold meetings with them to discuss upcoming proposals and leases on existing contracts. And as a result of knowing what a good company they are through work, Alex decided to get married at one of their venues. It was a small ceremony held only for close friends and family.
What, Alex?
Yes, Alex. You know, the person you convinced yourself was my fiancé. Sharon was under the delusion that she could somehow charm Alex before the wedding and stop it ever going ahead, which, needless to say, failed miserably. But not knowing when to give up, and so hell-bent on being the first sister to get married, she hatched a plan where she'd try and convince Alex she was pregnant with his baby, before ordering him to abandon his wife at the altar and marry her instead. Which is why she barged into the wedding hall screaming and shouting with a watermelon stuffed under her jumper like some escaped mental patient.
But she said Alex wasn't the groom after all. Apparently she didn't recognize anyone. Do you have any idea how embarrassed she was? That poor girl.
That's probably because this whole plan of hers was based on a fundamental misunderstanding.
A misunderstanding? What kind of misunderstanding?
She still hasn't realized, has she? Alex wasn't the groom, she was the bride.
What? The bride?
Alex is a woman.
A woman?
She's always been a big girl. She was the national judo champion back in high school, tall as a giraffe with biceps like a bodybuilder. She typically only wears guyish clothes like baggy pants and blazers. I don't think she even owns a skirt. In her own words, I'm mistaken for a guy pretty much on a daily basis. Apparently, she started going out of her way to make it clear to people she's a woman after this whole incident with Sharon basically stalking her, though.
Alex is a woman? I can't believe it. How could this be?
I'll tell you how it could be. It could be because you both ignored absolutely everything I said at every opportunity. If you would have listened to me for just 1 second, this never would have happened. That's why my sister made a complete moron of herself in front of dozens of people. I had a feeling Alex and her family would probably be looking for the culprit, so I gave her a call. She was speechless when I told her it was none other than my little sister.
You told her? You little snitch! You ratted on your own sister! How could you, you demon!
She ran away without taking even a shred of responsibility for ruining what should have been the happiest day of my coworker's life. There's only one person in the wrong here, and it isn't me.
Ruining?
As a result of her gate crashing the wedding, the whole ceremony got canceled. Sharon will most likely be forced to take responsibility in the form of compensation for the cost of the wedding and damages for the mental anguish caused by her abhorrent behavior. If I had to guess, I'd say she should be receiving some letters in a few days' time. Make sure she checks the mail.
Compensation? Damages? What?
Which is why I advise you to continue this conversation with Alex and her lawyer.
No, please! You have to do something about this. You're her friend. Surely you can make her see sense.
Nope, it's your mess, not mine. Fix it yourselves.
Ruth!
Goodbye. Later on. You would have thought Sharon would have realized she was making a misunderstanding at some point during the 10 months between hearing about the wedding and actually crashing it. Although maybe that would be putting too much faith in the reasoning abilities of someone who'd stuff a watermelon under their jumper and crash a wedding to steal someone's wife? A few days later, I apologized profusely to Alex and her husband for the actions of my family. Fortunately, they were both very understanding, but unfortunately, the reality of my sister ruining their wedding day would never disappear. Just as planned, Alex sued Sharon for compensation and damages for the cost of the wedding and mental anguish she caused. As if that wasn't enough, it turns out she also broke an expensive statue during her dramatic escape from the wedding hall, for which she was also ordered to pay a hefty sum. We're a single mother family, and after flying the nest long ago, and now intentionally keeping my distance from the terrible two, our mom was the only person in the world my sister had to rely on. Then, one night it happened. My mom ran away in the night. With that, the crippling financial burden was placed squarely on Sharon's shoulders, and on her shoulders alone. Last I heard, she was spending her days wallowing in regret and complaining about how unfair the world is while working like a dog to pay off her debts.